Do you want to know what the next 2 months have in store for you? If you do, maybe stay with me and see what my cards have to say. These messages may be for you. Hello, Libra, and welcome to your tarot reading for March into April with me, Cesmina. This reading is for Libra Sun, Moon, and Rising. As always, this is a collective reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. So if you're new here, here's how the reading works. We'll get into things like love and money a bit later on, but first we're going to see what the main energy is right now and how that energy changes into March and April. Let's get into your reading. So, what's going on at the moment, Libra? This is your current energy card. You have the Page of Cups. Okay, so feeling a little dreamy at the moment, Libra. Is your mind somewhere else at the moment, on other things, maybe on someone? Because this card to me is daydreaming. I'm getting especially about the future. I'm also getting a specific event too. So maybe you have something planned or something that you hope is going to happen for you or how you want something to play out. So, yeah, I feel like you're daydreaming at the moment, Libra. And I feel like whatever or whoever this is on your mind, it's with you all day, right? It's like constantly on your mind. And I feel like that's because it hasn't happened yet, like it's not complete yet. And so I think your imagination is filling in the blanks here. You're daydreaming about how you want this to play out. And I think you're stuck on specific things that have happened lately. You're stuck on a conversation or an interaction you've had recently, and you're trying to figure out what that means, and you're trying to predict where things are going from that point, where that's sort of going for you. It's like I think you're emotionally invested in the future of this right now, but yeah, you're definitely distracted and a bit dreamy at the moment then, Libra. Okay. Let's keep going and get you another card and see what's happening in March. You have the Eight of Cups. Okay, yeah, interesting. So it's like daydreaming has made you realize. Okay, yeah, so in March, Libra, I think you're going to be feeling a little different about your current setup in life. I think you're going to be waking up feeling a little different about your work or your money or your love life or maybe another area of your life. I think you're going about your daily routine, going to work, working out, shopping, whatever it is, and you just feel a little different about something. And it feels to me like the sort of thing that you don't really notice it at first, but once you realize it's there, you can't unsee it. It's not like sadness or anger or anything like that. It's not a big reaction at all, really. It does feel very subtle to me. It's like something is ending in your life. Something's run its course in your life. And I think this is something to do with what you've been daydreaming about recently. Maybe it's just that you've changed your mind about what you want in a certain area of your life or for your life. I don't know. Or you've realized while investing in something else that you don't want that anymore. You don't want what you've got anymore. But again, this does feel gradual to me and subtle. Like it will take you a while to realize you feel this way. And it's not like you're giving something up in March. That's not what this is. This is just you realizing that something isn't bringing you as much as something else could. It's like you're looking at something and thinking that maybe you need to change it or transform it. It's like, yeah, you're realizing it's maybe time for a change. Let's see if we can find out what that change is in your April card. Hold on a second. See about April. You have the Magician. Yeah, okay. So March is just you thinking about it. Okay, you're just playing around with this idea. You're going about your daily life with this feeling of that something might not be for you anymore. Okay, I feel like that's the energy of March. It's like it's not. It's not. It isn't in March. It might not be what I want anymore. And then in April, I think that feeling is a lot stronger. I think you're making your coffee, driving to work, even while you're working too, or talking to someone else. It's like this feeling that something needs to change, that something you thought you wanted isn't what you want now. Notice I said isn't this time and not might not be. That's very important here. You feel more definite to me in April. And I think because it's constantly on your mind, eventually what's going to happen is you're going to see ways that you could change what you already have. You're going to start seeing opportunities for change. You're going about your day. And yeah, it's like you can see different things now. It's on your mind. And so you're looking for ways you could change it, for ways that you could achieve whatever's on your mind now, whatever you think would make you happier. It's like you're searching and finding and putting your action plan into motion in April. So you're taking control of this in April. I do think there's a sense of denial in March, or at least a feeling of uncertainty and fear, like you're not sure in March if you want to change anything, or I'm hearing maybe it's a phase. I don't want to change anything just for a phase. But once you're in April, you know this isn't a phase and you're acting on it. You're looking for these changes and you're making any that feel right to you. It's not impulsive. It's not making changes for the sake of it. You're very much in control in April. You have a direction in mind. I think that's whatever you have in your mind now. That's your direction. Whatever you want to bring into your life, whatever has caught your attention, that is your direction in April. You're taking the first steps to get this into your life in April. Uh, yeah, I think that's it for these ones. Let's go to your next cards now. So we're going into the love section of the reading now. The next three cards look at different areas of your love life, new love, existing love, and no contact situations. So just pick whichever one applies to you. We're going to start with new love. So this card looks at new connections, new people, and the potential for love in March and April. You have the Ace of Cups. Oh, wow. You got the new love card for new love. Okay. So in March and April, I do see new love for you. And this feels very natural to me. So, I think you're just going about your daily routine. So, going to the gym, at work, or the shops, maybe. Again, your mind is on other things right now. And yeah, I see you meeting someone then. It's very natural, very casual. And I do feel like this love finds you when you're preoccupied with other things. It's just a normal, everyday interaction. But what's special about it is that it stays with you afterwards. I think after you've met this person, you're thinking about them. They're on your mind. Even though it was like a normal interaction, I think this person pops up in your head. They could even be who you're thinking about now, who you're daydreaming about. And this feels mutual to me. I do think you're on their mind too. When they're on their way to work, they're driving, they're thinking about you then. And I think that this is a bit of a puzzle for both of you, if I'm being honest. It's like, I'm thinking about them again. What's that all about, you know? So it's like this feeling of that nothing's happened yet, but there's a chance that something could happen here. There's potential here. And I think in March and April, it's just the beginning for you two. So, yeah, keep your eyes peeled for a casual and natural everyday interaction that stays on your mind in March and April, Libra. That's where I see new love coming in for you. Let's go to, let's go to your next card now. We're looking at existing love now. So this card looks at romantic connections that are already in your life. Someone you're dating, someone you're in a relationship with, or someone where feelings already exist. And if you'd like a much deeper look into a specific connection in your life, you can also check out my You and Them readings on this channel as well. You have the Five of Swords. Oh, okay. So I'm going to be honest here. This is a challenging card. So this to me is things between you and your person feeling a little tense, okay? So I don't think that anything's happened yet. Like, I don't see a big argument here or a big blow up, but I feel like there is something in the air right now between you. The phrase I'm hearing is like an elephant in the room. It's like things just don't feel right. It feels to me like you're what I'm seeing is someone brushing their teeth and thinking about something that's been said is like looping in their brain, but they haven't said anything about it. I don't think they said anything about it at the time either. So this could be anything, it could be something that someone has said, or something they did. What I'm hearing is the way they said it or the way they did it. So it's not necessarily the action itself, it's more how they went about it. Um, and so in March and April, the energy between you feels off because this is in the air, it's the elephant in the room and it's not being addressed because you're both guarded. Like I feel like you're overanalyzing, or they are in March and April. You're thinking about what you say to them and how you say it. You aren't texting them as comfortably anymore. You're typing and then deleting. And I feel like this is so odd for you two because you aren't usually like this. Like, this isn't your dynamic. It feels to me like you're both on edge and you're saying things that are a bit cold or a bit sharp at the moment. And I feel like you're both internalizing these comments and wondering what they mean. And I think you're just wanting things to go back to normal, and they are as well. It does feel to me like a silent argument that's going on. You're both getting a bit sharp, or the word I'm getting is sarcastic with each other. And it's like this card can be less about resolving the issue and more about winning the fight. And I think by the end of it, once somebody has made their point, it doesn't feel as good as they thought it would. As humans, sometimes we can really get into arguments and get carried away. And then once the argument is over, it's like we don't even know how it started. So I'm sorry, Libra. I do have to say what I see. I do see you navigating a storm in your relationship in March and April. I do think you'll get through it, but I will wish you some luck and send you some love here too. Let's go to your next card now. We're going to look at no contact now. So this card looks at someone you're not currently speaking to, someone where communication has stopped, or someone where things have become distant or unclear. You have the Two of Swords. Okay, so I do feel like your no contact person is on your mind more than you want them to be right now, Libra. It's not constant, but they're always in the back of your mind, I think. So I do see you checking your phone, again, not constantly, just every now and then. This feels like habit to me. So maybe you two used to text each other a lot, or at a certain time of day, like after work or something, and you check your phone just on the off chance. The energy isn't desperate. I want to make that clear. It's like you're still attached in a way, but you're not upset about this. I hope that makes sense to you. I feel like you're in a better place than you were. It does feel to me like growth has happened here. And I think you think about texting them, but you stop yourself because you can't predict their reactions anymore. Not like you could before. I think before you could read this person like a book, but now you don't know what to expect. You don't know how they're going to react. And I don't think you're ready to deal with how it would feel if they didn't answer you, or if they do. I don't think emotionally you're ready for either scenarios. So I do think this energy goes both ways. I think this is why you're in no contact still with this person. This is why nobody's got in touch, because your dynamic with this person has changed so dramatically that neither of you can predict the reactions, or the outcomes of texting first. And I think it's just too scary for you. It's too scary right now. So instead of doing anything about it, you're avoiding this in March and April. You're avoiding getting in touch. This feels to me like a no contact situation that doesn't necessarily have to stay this way, but it will stay this way for the time being because both of you are too scared to be the first to text. I think you're still avoiding the vulnerability that comes with that in March and April, but that is the only thing holding this situation back. You two could probably start talking again tonight or tomorrow, um, if one of you was just brave enough to make the first move. Let's keep going and get your next cards. So we're going into the home and work section of the reading now. The next four cards look at different areas of your life. Okay, we're going to look at family, friends, work, and then money. But we're going to start with family. This card looks at your family relationships and what's going on in your family in March and April. You have the King of Swords. Okay, so you and your family are in a let's do it kind of energy in March and April. You're coming together, I think, and getting a game plan together and executing it. It's not at all emotional. It's like we have a job to do. Let's figure out what we have to do and do it. So I think you're going to be sitting down with your family in March and April and having a very, or even a series of very serious conversations. And I feel like this is a little out of place for your family. That energy does feel a little bit unfamiliar to me. But yeah, it's very practical energy. It's like let's sit down. Let's look at what we need to do. Let's look up what we need to look up, write down what we need to write down, call who we need to call. And it's possible, because this is the king, you'll be given a leadership role here. So maybe you're given a job to do and you're in charge of younger members of your family. They don't have to be younger. Maybe you're just viewed as more capable in your family. Um, but yeah, I feel like you're in charge of a part of the big picture. And I'm definitely seeing you being, yeah, you're being given a job here. And it feels, yeah, it feels like you and your family are tackling whatever needs attention. And if it's not you, I see someone else in your family taking charge. Maybe someone comes to mind. They could be older, very wise and very matter of fact. And whoever it is, it could just be your family as a whole. You're tackling this in a very calm and controlled way. So yeah, it's like, what do we need to do? What do we need to get, to get it done? And then it's like, let's get it done in March and April. No discussion, just do it. Okay, very straightforward message there. Let's keep going. Now let's look at friends. So this card looks at relationships new and old, and what's happening within your social circle in March and April. You have the Five of Wands. Okay, so things are looking a little bit chaotic in your friendships in March and April, Libra. Lots going on, lots and lots going on here, I think. I feel like your friends all have something going on around this time. Like it's all happening in March and April. Everyone's got something on, and you're going to all of these things. You're trying to get to everyone. That's what I'm getting here. So very busy, and I feel like because of that, emotions might be a bit high. I think maybe you're all getting yourselves ready for something, trying to decide what to do, what to get ready, things like I'm getting plane or train tickets. And it's like your plans, how to do it, might turn into a debate here. It doesn't have to be a fight. It could be playful, but it feels to me like everyone thinks they're right. Everyone's got an idea. Everyone thinks they know what's the best way to go about this. And then one friend, it's like the one friend that's more stubborn than the rest. Maybe someone comes to mind there. And then maybe they take something personally, and then it's, like another friend gets involved and they sort of start arguing, and then it's like a whole thing in March and April. Again, it doesn't have to feel like an argument. It does feel quite playful, the energy to me. Like a playful sort of debate. It's like, I'm right, no, you're not, kind of thing. That would be a crazy way to do it, or, no, that's the best way to do it. So maybe these friends are being playfully sarcastic, or like, when something you said would happen does, and someone else said it wouldn't, and you're like, I told you so. That's the energy I'm getting here. It's that sort of energy. It's like fighting, but not really. And I think you're sort of caught up in this in March and April. I think it's maybe a taking sides situation. They're like looking at you and saying, I'm right, right? Like you agree with me, right? And I think it's going to be one of those situations where they're both asking you this and you're agreeing with both of them. I think you're trying to keep it from escalating and trying to smooth everything over, and also trying to make sure that everyone gets to where they're supposed to be getting to, and that you guys actually have a plan in mind before you get to the time where you have to be places, and you need a plan before that happens. So I do see you being the peacemaker in March and April, Libra. And yeah, let's go to your next card now. We're going to look at work now. So this card looks at your job, your work environment, and what's going on in your working life in March and April. You have the Knight of Swords. Okay, so I do see work being full steam ahead for you. I don't know if it's a peak time for you at work. Maybe this is the time of year where your work starts to pick up, or your business, or where you work is just more active than it usually is. Um, I do see like the season, spring being important here. Um, and so I do see you waking up and thinking to yourself, oh, I've got so much work to do today or this week. Um, I think that you're working before you get to work mentally. So maybe there's something that needs some extra attention right now, or something that your mind has to be on constantly. Because I think by the time you're in the car or on the train or walking, however you get to work, you're like going through things in your mind. So that by the time you get there, by the time you sit down in your chair and you turn the computer on, it's like the first job is done, because it's like you've done it in the car, or you've done it on the train, or you've done it in your head while you're walking. Um, it's like to save a bit of time, or like to be productive. Um, I think there's also a lot of phone pinging or buzzing, a lot of emails coming through, a lot to process mentally. And I don't think you're going to be staying on the same task long. It feels very much to me like small tasks and quickly. It feels to me like you're getting ready for something. It's like you've got a deadline and you're going to meet it no matter what. So you're very focused and very determined, even with a lot going on. I think you're actually proving in March and April that you're good, or that you work well under pressure. You're on it. You're not dropping the ball. Um, you're meeting the needed standard. There's also a little energy here of showing off. So there could be someone who you're trying to impress or bring into your work. It could be clients, or somebody who actually works there, maybe a higher up. So good luck, Libra. You definitely have what it takes. Let's go to your finances now. This looks at your money, your financial situation in March and April, income, spending, and overall stability. You have the Two of Cups. Okay, so this is you talking to someone else about your money. So you're sitting down and talking to someone about your money in March and April, Libra. So maybe you need some advice, or someone to guide you or give you a different perspective on things. Yeah, it's like you want their opinion on something that you want. It's like, should I invest in this? Should I buy this? Should I spend this? Um, you could actually be trying to convince them that this is a good idea. So maybe you're not after advice. Maybe you're after their approval or their permission, even. So this could be your parents, or your partner, maybe. It could actually be a bank. And yeah, I see them listening to you. And I think they can see your point of view, or maybe you can see their point of view as well. It does feel like a very balanced conversation. This could be something that you've been on the fence about for a while, or maybe they have. It does feel to me more like you're trying to convince them that this is a good idea. Um, but yeah, you're coming to a decision about this in March and April. So you're either convincing them, or you're the one being convinced. If I'm being honest, I see you doing the convincing. But yeah, this discussion ends well. It's like you agree, it's all good. So This could be a green light or a go ahead for you in March and April, Libra, if that's something that you've been waiting for. Let's go to what's the next card? It's advice, right? Yeah. So this card shows what you should keep in mind as you move through March and April. You have justice. Oh, how weird. I just said about you making a decision in your money card, and also you're daydreaming at the moment, aren't you? You're considering making a change or making a decision later on, maybe taking the first steps in April. And this is exactly what justice is talking about. You will find yourself in a position in March or April where you have to make a decision, Libra. And justice isn't a card of hurrying, it's not a card of rushing your decision. It's very thought out. I've just remembered your family card too. This is also a very unemotional card. So the energies sort of match there. Um, I think you're being advised here not to act emotionally right now. Think about it for a while. Maybe that's why you're on the fence for a little while about it. I do, yeah, I'm hearing you worrying that it's a phase again. So yeah, it's like I'm only daydreaming, it would be nice, but I do feel like that's the energy you're starting with. And that's exactly what justice is saying here. Don't act emotionally, think it through, wait it out, and see how you feel a little later on. Um, See if this daydream, this idea sticks in your mind. But while it's there, think about it. Don't commit. Just think about how you'd bring this into your life, how you would go about that. And if it's still there after a while, if it looks realistic or like it's the right choice for you, start taking those steps. Um, okay, yeah, a pretty straightforward message, and I think you know this anyway. I think you're on the fence. You are thinking this through. I think you know what you're doing. I think this is just outlining that you're right. You do need to think this through. Let's get your last card now. So we're going to take a quick look ahead. This is just a little sneak peek at the energy moving into next month, which would be May. You have the Chariot. Yeah, so you know what you're doing in May. You've made your decision. If this is a phase or not by then. Um, It's not, should I do this or should I do that anymore? It's, I'm doing this, I think this is a good idea. I think that this is a good fit for me. So you're taking action in May. You're sending that email or that text. You're buying that thing. You're making that decision. You're no longer dreaming about what could be. Um, you're not seeing if this is available to you or possible for you in May. This is you after the magician. This is you after you've taken those first steps and after you've put the wheels in motion. So this is you committed, this is you committing to keeping this going once you've got it. It's keeping up with it. It's, taking those daily steps, making things a part of your routine. And having this thing in your life daily. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward, to be honest. I think that's it. All right, that's all that's coming through here, Libra. So I'm going to leave it there. I hope this gave you something to think about, and I hope that it helped you in some way. But for now, I'll see you in my next reading. Take care.